Satyabama Institute of Science and Technology.
Hello and welcome to the Beginners Photoshop tutorial. This is Senthil Kumaran, Assistant Professor, Department of Visual Communication, Satyabama Institute of Science and Technology, deemed to be University. As you begin to create in Photoshop, it is essential to familiar with the concepts of Photoshop uses to create image. It's important early on this you are aware so you can create the right work to the right specification. When you do, you will be all the more confident using Photoshop. In this tutorial, I am going to discuss image size, image data size, dimension and resolution. So to begin, I am going to dive right in and do a quick demonstration which you can follow along with me. So let's first open up an image to work with. This image can be found in the introduction folder in the project folder. Now in Photoshop, we can quickly identify the image size, dimension and resolution of an image by coming up to the top menu, selecting image, then scroll down and click image size. Upon clicking, you will pop up a menu. This will give us the approximate image size, dimension and resolution of the image. So, here at the top it states the image data size, and we can see here this is 5.6 megabytes. Next we have the dimension of the image, this being 1650 by 1192 pixels. Below this we have the width and height. We can see the physical image size is 58.21 centimeters by 42.05 centimeters. Now if I click the tab on the right again and choose pixels, notice the value are the same as above. Now here we have the option to type in new values should we wish to change the image size or dimension. Now using this we have the resolution of the image. Currently this is 72, and again we can type in a new value and change this if we wish. So at a glance we can see the image data size, the physical image size, dimension and resolution of the image. As you begin to use Photoshop, you will notice yourself coming into this menu often to check and confirm what size you are working to, or even change the image size and dimension. If you wish to change the image size and dimension, you have to do is type in the new value and it will change. For example, if I change this image from 72 dpi up to 300, Photoshop will attempt to scale up the image. You can now see that in the dimension above it is telling me if I press OK, this image will change from the current size to the new size of 6875 by 4967 pixels. Also, Photoshop is stating that the data size will go from 5.6 megabytes to 97.7 megabytes. Now if I change the value to right to centimeters, you can see that it still remains technically the same physical size of before, that is 58.21 centimeter by 42.05 centimeters. So I will click this back to pixels, but this time changing the width and height back to 6875 by 4967 pixels. Now notice that the resolution have remained 300 and the esteemed image size will go back to 5.63 megabytes. So DPI does not affect the physical image size. I will press cancel to close, and then this time I will press the shortcut for image size, that is Ctrl Alt and I. With the width and height value set to the pixel to the right, this time I will type 1000 in the box and press OK. Upon clicking, the image will decrease in size. So by coming to the top menu, selecting menu, scrolling down and clicking image size, we can check and change the size of an image, or we can press the shortcut key Ctrl Alt and I. Now, it is important to mention that when dealing with these principles, it all depends on what you are creating and what you are creating for. When working in Photoshop, it may help to think into mindsets, working for print or working for digital. When it comes to designing for print, you will need to pay close attention in the physical image size and resolution. When it comes to designing for screen, you only have to pay close attention to the dimension. So, what is image size, dimension and resolution with regards to print? To help communicate this, you will need to open a document I have prepared especially for this tutorial. So, back in the project folder, open the 2 example file inside and you should have something that looks like this. So, it will help to become familiar with these 4 terminologies. We can see them up here to the left in this key, and each one has its own color which is represented below. So, we have image size, image data size, dimension and resolution. So, image size is the physical size of an image. Let us imagine this as the physical size it would be in your hand if you print it out in Photoshop. This is measured in millimeters, centimeters and inch values that exist in real life. If we look at the diagram here, we can see that each of these images are intent 10 centimeters by 10 centimeters. They are all the same physical size. Now, each centimeters is marked out with a grey line across the left and bottom. Notice the space that exists between each line gets larger on each example towards the right. Now, keep this in mind. Image data size is the file size on your computer hard drive. If we look carefully, we can see unlike with image size, the image data size varies on each. Example, dimension is the image size on your computer screen. In Photoshop, this is also measured in millimeter, centimeter and inches, but also importantly pixel if we look carefully at the diagram. In this tutorial, we have seen about image size, image data size, dimension and resolution, and will discuss about layers in the upcoming video tutorial. Thank you.